Thanks so much for joining us at 10 o'clock as Lewiston, Maine is still on lockdown 27 hours after two mass shootings that left at least 18 people dead, and police are still searching for the suspect, Robert Card.
It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Everybody's on edge and nobody knows what's going on.
These are pictures of Card. Police say Card is a trained firearms instructor. He went to two places last night, a bowling alley, which was hosting a youth event at the time, and about 15 minutes later, a local bar. Police found his car next to a boat ramp that runs into a river. Tonight, the FBI is searching Card's home in Beaudoin, Maine. That's about 15 miles from Lewiston. They've also searched his relatives' homes, but they have not found him.
At least 50 people were hurt in the shootings. Many of them are here at the Maine Medical Center. Hospital officials say last night was difficult.
This is our community. A lot of our team members work and live in this community. They know people in this community.
Police have not named any of the victims, but some parents are coming forward, like Leroy Walker Sr. His son Joseph was working at the bar last night.
My son actually, because he's manager of the bar and everything else, picked up a butcher knife and went after the gunman to try to stop him from killing other people. And that's when he shot my son to death, trying to save some more lives that he ended up losing his life.
But that's just your son?
That's my son.
Leroy says he feels empty and there's nothing he can do.
The governor has ordered all flags lowered for those victims. Now, the Associated Press says this is the 36th mass shooting this year and one of the deadliest. The AP defines a mass shooting as any shooting where 4 or more people are killed. Tomorrow will mark 7 months since the Covenant School shooting here in Nashville. 6 people lost their lives, 3 of them children. One Covenant mother, Sarah Newman, tweeted today, her heart is so heavy for Maine and her mind goes straight back to March 27th.
We also talked to Nick Cavuto. He's the father of 2 Covenant students. He says the last 7 months have made him and his kids a lot stronger.
You can't change what happened. You can't change what we experienced. But I'll tell you that my kids are resilient, that they're fighters, that they won't be beneath something.
Later on in the show, we're going to have the full interview between Nick and our Lauren Lowry. And since the Covenant School shooting, we've seen many districts focus on school safety.
Like Rutherford County, they are spending millions on more cameras, bullet-resistant film, and gun detection. And the school board just approved lockdown training for their substitute teachers. They want everyone trained by next March. Breaking news here tonight. Police have shut down half of I-24 West. This is near Antioch after a crash there.
This is right near mile marker 58, the Bell Road exit. We haven't gotten any more info, but once we do, we'll keep you posted.
And just in, the Montgomery County Sheriff says this man is dangerous, possibly armed, and wanted for assaulting a police officer. Deputies say he's stolen cars in Guthrie, Kentucky, but he hangs out around the Summit Heights area in Clarksville.
And we have new photos of this man. Metro Police want to question him over the deadly shooting of Taryn Frazier. This happened back on the 12th in North Nashville. Police believe this guy was nearby at the time. Taryn is one of 77 people who have died in shootings in Nashville just this year. 11 of those victims were kids. In fact, the CDC says gun violence is the #1 cause of death among kids, more than cancer and more than car accidents. Doctors say this is all avoidable.
If a child is in the home and has access to an unsecured gun, their risk goes way up for an accidental injury or for that gun to be used as an assault.
In 2021, 4,700 kids died from gun violence, and the CDC says the trend is not slowing down, nor is the number of guns getting stolen in Nashville. Almost 1,300 this year. 80% of those came from cars. Police always say you want to lock your car and take your keys with you. Right now, Metro Police are on the lookout for thieves who targeted a Nashville annual marathon. They stole a trailer with thousands of dollars of equipment used for the race.
And it's created a huge inconvenience 2 days before that race. But our Danielle Jackson explains how organizers are still making sure things run smoothly.
This is the Will for WSMV 4.
Danielle, thank you. The show must go on, right? Well, right now, Metro Police want to find these two people who broke into a Walgreens. This happened on the 15th. Now watch this video. Two people get out of a black Kia. They break into the building, then into the pharmacy, and grab several prescription drugs before they leave.
And more breaking news, Clarksville police, this is the video you're looking at, have shut down part of 101st Airborne Division Parkway. They say two cars and a motorcycle crashed around 7 o'clock tonight. The motorcyclist has died and no one else is injured. Police say the road will be shut down for quite a while.
Tonight, Laverne is joining our growing list of burn bans. The city is now in a D2 drought status. Now, that also means that they're asking you to conserve water. So think of it like this: watering your yard either early in the morning or late at night. Check for leaks and avoid filling up swimming pools.
And Lisa, you've been talking a lot about how dry it is, but why are we so dry?
Ties with our Futurecast first alert forecast just ahead.
Lisa Spencer, thank you. Tonight, Metro Police say the gunman who shot a man in a Waffle House was intoxicated and had oxycodone pills on him. To recap, two guys were eating there. Some guy walked up to them and pulled out a gun. They all started fighting, and during that fight, he shot one of the men.
And in Putnam County, deputies say a woman tried to sneak drugs into jail. Police first found her on Fisk Road. After she crashed, she had meth, marijuana, and other drugs on her. Then, when she arrived at the jail, they found even more drugs on her. Drugs are a huge problem here in Tennessee for people between 18 and 45 years old. It is the #1 cause of death in the state. And the drug causing a lot of those deaths is fentanyl.
The TBI says 2 milligrams is enough to kill someone, and that's not a lot.
Fentanyl is extremely deadly. The people who are manufacturing and distributing fentanyl know that they have a very lethal product.
Looking at the DEA's data, fentanyl comes from largely two places, China as well as Mexico. But tonight, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol say they have a new strategy to stop it. They're going to create a network of shipping companies who can report anything suspicious in the mail.
While fentanyl is the principal target of the operation, our partners will also use the intel gathered to target fentanyl analogs, other opioids.
And Saturday is Drug Take Back Day. Law enforcement will take any prescription drugs you have, no questions asked.
Even if addiction isn't your issue, it's probably an issue for someone you know and you love. And that's what this is about, caring enough to do the right thing.
Most places will have a tent like this out front from 10 to 2. And if you miss it, some police stations have boxes like this, so you can just drop off your drugs anytime.
And new tonight, Tennessee's Attorney General is suing the federal government over Title X funding. You might remember this. Health and Human Services gives money to states, but states have to follow certain guidelines. In this case, that includes some money for Planned Parenthood. Tennessee refused, and HHS took away all funding.
Here's a statement from Tennessee's AG. We are suing to stop the federal government from playing politics with the health of Tennessee women. Former employees are suing Publix. They say Publix forced them to work off the clock without pay. That includes working in the store without clocking in, answering texts overnight or during breaks. The employees are demanding Publix pay them all that overtime.
We have a safety alert tonight. Travel advisors are warning about issues with third-party sites. You might have seen these sites. They offer a discount. You order, get a confirmation email, and then they'll cancel last minute. That's what happened to Bill and Marie when they tried to go to Florida.
He says, yeah, it looks like they've made 4 reservations, but they've canceled them all.
We would have gone there and been without a room.
That's scary. They spent hours with customer support before they learned the site had rebooked them to a hotel 2 hours away.
2 hours away. We talked to Consumers Checkbook about this, and they said they actually see this a lot.
What do people need to do to avoid these issues?
It makes sense to seek to book directly with the hotel. You just get a little more certainty that the room you booked at the rate you booked will be available.
If you do use those third-party sites, here's a red flag to watch out for. If your confirmation says you still need to confirm it with the hotel.
Halloween is a few days away, and if you're trying to get last-minute decorations or costumes, The Better Business Bureau warns don't get scammed. And here are 3 tips. Avoid sellers who insist on gift cards. Research the seller and verify the company. You can do that at bbb.org.
And speaking of Halloween, Nashville's is getting ready for its big Halloween party. It is a community organization, by the way, known for its themed events all throughout the year.
A lot of the community organizations don't have as much push citywide. And so it's very important with us being just that locally driven community aspect that we pour into those that are pouring into us, as well as just simply supporting us. And both of those organizations have done so.
The event is now sold out, but they do have another event in November, and tickets go on sale this weekend.
Well, we had another incredibly warm day. That afternoon high, 84 degrees. We were 2